Good morning, good morning. Stay woke for New America. George Floyd, he said, I can't breathe. Mr. Brooks, who passed away in Atlanta, was at Wendy's, and all last words or a couple of words that the officer said was, Mr. Brooks, keep breathing for me, sir. Keep breathing for me, sir. Now, I'm pretty sure a lot of people watched that video of Mr. Brooks, you know what I'm saying, getting his sobriety test done and all that. There is a link, and I don't know if I should put the link in the description or I should put the link in the comments or something like that. But there is a link that shows the whole video from start to finish. 4 hour and 46 minutes of the whole event that happened before this man. What's good, sir? What's good, JC? The whole event before this man passed away or died. It started off by showing one officer came to the door and said, "Hey, look, sir, I need for you to move your car out of the drive-through. We have reason to believe that there was a 911 call and said that somebody was sleeping in the drive-through." That was one of the officers, not the officer that shot him, but the officer who did the initial stop or whatever you want to call it. He knocked on the man's door and said, "Hey, sir," on Mr. Brooks' door, and said, "Hey, Mr. Brooks, hey, sir, I need for you to move your car." Mr. Brooks said, "All right, I got it." Now, mind, I don't know what time this was happening at, but I'm pretty sure it was late in the night. And the brother said he was already drinking, so he was already asleep inside of his car. The officer said, "I need you to move your car to the parking lot or park it over there." Mr. Brooks said, "Okay." The officer left. The officer went back into his cruiser. Mr. Brooks closed the door and fell back asleep. The officer then came back probably like 4 or 5 minutes later and repeated the same thing over and over again. "Hey, sir, I need for you to move your vehicle over there to the parking lot. Park your vehicle. Are you okay?" "Yeah, I'm good." "All right, bet." So that was the second time. This officer came to Mr. Brooks' door a third time and said, "Hey, sir, I need for you to move your vehicle over there to the other side of the parking lot." Mr. Brooks then realized what he was doing and where he was located at and said, "Okay, sir." Mr. Brooks put his car in drive, made a right turn, and parked it into the parking lot, and then cut his car off and went to sleep. And that should have been it. That should have been it. What happened after that is that the officer decided to go to Mr. Brooks' door again after Mr. Brooks has already did what he said and parked. He went to his door again and said, "Hey, sir, are you okay? Are you good?" Mr. Brooks was like, "Yeah, I'm straight. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Tired, whatever. And I'm just right here. I'm doing nothing." And that was it. That could have been the end of the whole thing. The brother could have just been sitting in his car. He could have just slept it off. He would have woke up the next morning, and then we wouldn't have nothing to talk about on the news Saturday. There would have been nobody injured, dead, or nothing like that. But no, what happened? That officer said, called up to headquarters or whoever and said, "Hey, I need for y'all to send a DUI officer because I am believing that this guy has been drinking." No, Mr. Brooks was drinking. Mr. Brooks was drunk. Mr. Brooks had already parked his vehicle. Mr. Brooks was already parked and was already in his vehicle safely, sleep, with no problems, not causing harm to anybody. And the other cop decided to call to see if he can get a DUI officer out there. Once he did that, he kept on asking Mr. Brooks, do you have your driver's license? And stuff like that. Mr. Brooks was like, yeah, I got my driver's license, I got my wallet, I'm trying to find it, whatever. The cop kept on saying, okay, I got it, sir. Okay, sir, just stay in the car. Just stay in the car, sir. You can do everything you need to do, but just stay in the car. And Mr. Brooks was like, bet. I'm trying to find my ID or whatever. I'm just, you know what I'm saying, going on with I'm just speeding it up a little bit. So, it came about that Mr. Brooks was able to find his ID card, his driver's license. But Mr. Brooks stepped out the vehicle like several times, and that officer continued to tell him to get back in the car, after he had already called for a DUI officer. He kept on telling Mr. Brooks to get back in his vehicle. Get back in your vehicle, sir. Mr. Brooks, one last time, got out of his vehicle and walked over there, almost near the police cruiser, to hand the police officer his ID. Once he did that, the officer knew exactly who Mr. Brooks was and could have just ran that brother's ID, ran the address, and been like, look, there ain't no need for no DUI officer to come. Mr. Brooks seems to be coherent right now. The brother seems to be like, all he's going to do is just lay down in his car and go to sleep, and that'll be that. Or you could just call somebody. Yes, man. He parked his car straight in the parking lot, man. And that should have been the end of it. That only lasted probably like at least 15 to 20 minutes after Mr. Brooks was already in the car asleep the first time at the in the drive-through to when he parked his car. That should have been the end of it. But what happened? This officer kept on pressing and kept on pressing and kept on pressing and wanted to make something happen. So he decided to call a DUI officer. Once he called the DUI officer, it took a while for the DUI officer to get there. Once the DUI officer got there, then the DUI officer began to start asking Mr. Brooks questions. Now, you got to understand this, man. It's probably like 2, 3 o'clock in the damn morning or whatever time in the morning, and Mr. Brooks is just barely waking up, and people are asking you questions. Come on now. People that you don't even know is asking you questions. What are you doing? When did you get here? How did you get here? Who dropped you off? Did she drop you off? Was it a black vehicle? You said it was a black vehicle. How did you get here? You just came to get your car? Where's the food? This and that. So then it jumped from all that, you know what I'm saying? And then y'all see the brother took almost like 45 minutes, 20 to 45 minutes doing the damn sobriety test with the eyes and the finger and all that stuff, man, which is BS, because why would you do that? Just because you're doing this and that cannot determine if somebody is drunk or anything like that. You already asked the man all these questions if he had any mental illnesses and anything like that. You already asked the man if he had any type of alcohol in the system. He stated yes, he was drinking, but he only stated that he drank 1 beer or 1 margarita. Then you continue to question the man several times and over again. Of course the story's going to get mixed up. The brother is half asleep. He is half asleep, half awake. But y'all continue to question the man. Then it got to the point where you said, do you have a problem if I give you a breathalyzer? He said, look, man, I ain't trying to be in violation of nothing. I can go to my mama, I can go over to my sister's house, blah, blah, blah. What street are you on? I'm over on Dixie Highway. No, this is not Dixie Highway, blah, 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 this and that. You know what I'm saying? Constantly question this brother. After all this constant questioning, man, it becomes harassment. Now you harassing this brother. You want this brother to get tripped up so you can be able to get him for something. If you smell alcohol on the brother's breath, then let him know, hey, look, we smell alcohol in your breath, and this is what we plan on doing. We're planning like we're going to arrest you, or we're going to put you in a spot, or we're going to take your keys, or we're going to have, can you call your sister, or can you call somebody to come pick you up? Because, sir, we understand that you're not in violation of driving drunk, because you really only drove like a mile. I'm not even a mile. You only drove like 25 feet. So we can call somebody to come pick you up, or you can call somebody to come pick you up, and we'll leave it at that. You leave your car here and you just lock it up. But no, gave the brother the DUI test, gave the brother the breathalyzer, and then what the other officer, the DUI officer, stated was this: I think that you had too much to drink, so I'm going to arrest you because of you thinking that I had too much to drink. So you're gonna arrest me over a thought. Is basically what he was thinking. He was like, look, man, I done complied and did everything y'all wanted me to do, and now you talking about you gonna arrest me over a thought? I think you had too much to drink. I think you had too much to drink. I think you was talking to me too much. I think this conversation went a little bit too long, sir. But you think that I had too much to drink. So now you're gonna arrest me. After that, look, man, I would have been irate and everything too, even if I was drunk or inebriated or anything, you know what I'm saying? I would have been a little bit upset as well. After everything that I done passed and did for you, you still gonna find a way to try to arrest me. So what did Mr. Brooks do? Mr. Brooks allowed them to put one handcuff on him, and then I guess the brother decided to actually wake up and realize what was actually going on, and was like, hell no, y'all ain't gonna get me. I don't want to be arrested. I'm just trying to get home to my sister. I'm trying to get home to my baby girl. Her party is tomorrow. So the brother did what he had to do, and he ran. It took a struggle. It took a struggle for this 27-year-old black man to be able to take down two cops. Now, two cops. So I had asked a question to one of my brothers or somebody. I was like, hey, look, man, you mean to tell me, are they making are black men more stronger than two people now? Do we have that superhuman strength that we can be able to take on two cops? Do we have so much superhuman strength that we can be able to take on two cops? Or is it that these cops are not strong as they think they are? Is it not that the cops only feel that they're strong because they have a gun? Is it not that the cops feel that they are strong and they have power because they have a badge? You understand? One brother, 27-year-old, was able to tackle down and take down two cops, two of them. He was able to take down two cops, then was able to get the taser from one of the cops. One man did this. One black man did this. And when he did that, he was able to take the taser, and then you hear the cop saying, oh my, he got my taser. He got my damn taser, or he got my effing taser. Then you see the body cam just chilling on the ground. Once the body cam of the officer who shot him was chilling on the ground, you can hear everything that was going on after the fact. The struggle continued. The taser got taken. The cop stated, he took my taser. You hear them running. You hear the other taser go off again, and then you hear several shots. Pow, pow, pow. And I'm pretty sure y'all seen the video. So y'all looked at the video and y'all seen exactly how they cut the video off right after Mr. Brooks get past his, I believe it was a red car. I'm thinking it was a red car. Once Mr. Brooks get past that red car, you see his hand go backwards and he shoots off the taser. As you see that happen, you see the cop realize that Mr. Brooks is shooting back with the taser, and then he reaches for it with his right hand. He reaches for his gun and shot off 2 or 3 rounds. I believe it was 3 rounds because you hear pow, 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 3 rounds. Now, if they are supposed to be cops, right, and they are supposed to be able to aim, and they are facts, he did. The other cop tased him. The one who shot him tased him. You're right. But look, in training, are you aimed in training when shooting a gun and a suspect is running away from you? Are you aiming for the suspect's back? Are you aiming for the suspect's head? Are you aiming to end the threat? Are you aiming to stop the man from running? What are you doing? Or do you pull out your weapon and you aim to kill? Nah, you probably was already frustrated by the fact that the brother was able to take both of y'all down. That was one. You was already upset by the fact that the brother was able to take two cops down. So that was one. Second, they was upset that the brother was able to take a taser from someone else. That's two. Three, they was upset by the fact that the brother was able to get away and start running. And what? You may not be fit enough to be able to run after this brother if he's already drunk, if he's already inebriated, if he's already impaired. You're not able to run after this brother? Nah. All I know is this. What is faster than feet? Facts. What I know is this, man. What is faster than a foot is a radio at this point in time. What is faster than a foot is a bullet. So you mean to tell me that you ain't fast enough? If you're supposed to be a cop, you're not fast enough. You're not trained enough. You're not athletic enough to be able to run after someone who is drunk, who was limping around and all this and that. Or you could have just ran after him until he ran out of breath. But no, you didn't want to do that. What you decided to do was use the fastest thing possible that can get to him before you get to him, which is a bullet. And not only did you fire one of them, you fired three of them, at least 3 bullets. And then it stated that one of the bullets hit him in the back and the other bullet hit him in the butt. You know what I'm saying? Just imagine if you would have took the thought and realized, look, I got my gun, I'm going to shoot this individual. But I'm not trying to shoot to kill him. I'm trying to shoot to stop him. I'm trying to shoot to eliminate him from getting away. So you could have done what? God gave us one head, 2 arms, 2 legs, torso, body, chest, all that. You could have shot the man in the leg. You could have shot the man in the thigh. You shot the man in the butt on one of the shots. I don't know which shot that was, but that would have stopped him. But no, one of the rounds hit him in the butt and the other one hit him in the back. Now, the round that hit him in the back, he was then stopped. Of course. He was then able to be subdued. He was then able to be handcuffed. And then after that, y'all decided to handcuff the man after you had already shot him. Where the hell was he going after that? You already done shot him. He was not going anywhere. There was no need to handcuff him after that point. You already had eliminated him from running. You already eliminated the threat that you thought that you was having. But let me jump to this. Okay, he already got shot. He got subdued. Blah, blah, blah. Now he said, shots fired. I need to call EMT. EMT is on the way. Body cam shows that it was still on the ground somewhere over there. You can hear the crowd yelling and complaining and saying, damn, you shot him. He was unarmed. He didn't do anything. All he did was running. We seen y'all talking to him for 20, 30, 45 minutes. The brother was being cool, calm, and collective. And then just because you get away and start running, you shoot him in the back, you kill him, you take his life. One brother said, look, man, your career is over, man. Your career is over for what you just did. There was no need for you to shoot this man in his back. There was no need for you to pull your gun out and shoot him. You could have just chased him. You could have ran after him. You could have caught him, but you didn't have to kill him. The body cam then gets picked up by another cop, another police officer, a brother. A brother was able to pick up the police officer's body cam, holding the body cam. He was upset by the fact, like, damn, man, you done dropped your body cam. You out here without a body cam, blah, 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 whatever. Facts. Okay, got that. He gives the body cam to the, as you see him walking with the body cam, you can see Mr. Brooks on the ground. You can see Mr. Brooks on the ground, chest open and everything, arms spread out like Jesus and all that. And they doing chest compressions. And what do you hear them say? Mr. Brooks, I need you to continue to breathe. Mr. Brooks, keep breathing. Mr. Brooks, keep breathing. What? Keep breathing. Don't y'all see where this is going? This is coming to? Don't y'all see brothers are dying every day and they talking about I can't breathe because they getting choked? Now once you get shot, they trying to tell you to keep breathing? The hell? Are y'all trying to make choices for these individuals? Or are they making choices for us? They try to stop our airway so we can't breathe, but then once they shoot us, they try to tell us to breathe. And all this was over some Wendy's, man. All this was over him being at Wendy's. Drunk, sleeping in his vehicle, being at Wendy's. One officer told him to pull over to the other spot, parking lot. He did that, and that could have been the end of the story. That could have been it. That goes to show this, man. One man can't do a job by himself. That's why it always seems to take two or more officers when they always seem to try to come to try to involve themselves in something that they don't need to involve themselves in. Coming into your houses. It's more than one officer that's there. I need backup. I need backup. It could have ended right there, man. It could have ended in the parking lot. It could have ended the third time that the officer had told Mr. Brooks to park his vehicle. That's when it could have ended. Mr. Brooks could have parked his vehicle, and the officer could have just said, hey, look, sleep it off, and that'll be it. But no. George Floyd, I can't breathe. Mr. Brooks, keep breathing. We out.